So I'm traveling here, well, about to be here at the truck now, to work on a truck that's not starting. I looked at it yesterday evening, and the truck is not starting, and it has a fuel pressure code, low pressure code, which is FMI, well, SPN 157 FMI 15, and it has several counts of that code and high metering, injector 1, something like that code as well. So first and foremost, I am going to check and change the pressure limiting valve along with the fuel rail pressure sensor as well. That's another one I'm going to change. So I just arrived here to the truck. It's parked over at the rest area, and we're going to see what's going on, and I'll show you the code and show you a couple pressures and stuff, and we'll go from there. This here is the pressure limiting valve, so that's the part number for it, and then that's where the fuel limiting valve sits, and this is where the fuel rail pressure sensor sits. They already got a new fuel filters, both of them, so always make sure you do that first. Make sure you have no leaks, and make sure you have no air trapped into the fuel system. And also make sure it's primed, which we've primed it, and this here is like very, like, it's no pressure. You're supposed to have like pressure, like this it's supposed to be hard, but this is easy, so we know that there's no pressure in this system. So let me hook up the computer and we're gonna go again from there. Something that we're seeing is that there's a leak. So this going down, that means there's air in the system, and we can see here that this must be leaking from, yeah. So we're gonna make sure that everything is tight here before we proceed first. And also already you can see that this truck needs football seals or injector pass-through seals. These are dry and these are wet. And also too, see this one here is about to start dripping as well. So this truck definitely needs new seals. And then also another thing for why this truck could not be starting is because I have a feeling that this truck actually has air in it. So we might not even need to put on these sensors on there, because this probably first is going to make sure and verify this has no air in the system. Just got those because this is far away from any parts stores and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is try to bleed this system out, but I know for sure he definitely needs these seals. All right, so here's the code I was talking about. These are the inactive codes over here. So I'm gonna reset this code. We tightened it back down. It was a little loose, so let's try and start it. Starter arrest. So I'm gonna take off this pressure limiting valve and change it. This here is an 18 millimeter. So try to get this the right direction. Well, it's pretty tight, so prepare for that. Try to get a good grip. All right, got it broken. Always a good thing to start with the easy things first, then move on. I just hope that this truck doesn't need ejectors. Hopefully not. not hard to do, but it's definitely a long process. Let's see. There we go. And here it is. So that O-ring doesn't look good. So let me put in the new one and see from there. So here's that new one I was showing you. Here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in. We're gonna make sure we do this here first. We're going to reset this. Okay, so it's reset it. And then now let's try to see about starting it. Nothing. Let's try and prime it up again. So we filled up the filter bowl. And we're pumping. Trying to get the air out of it. It's getting harder. What I'm going to check next here on the high fill pressure pump is the quality control valve. So this right here meters how much fuel goes into the system. So I'm going to unplug it and pretty much try and start it. If the pressure on my scanner for the fuel rail rises above 250, then this must be bad. It's a high chance it would be bad. And then I guess if nothing changes, likely the pump is failed, because this is what meters the which meters how much fuel. So let me disconnect this here. All right, let's see here. So it's not rising. We have a bad fuel pump here. It's still the same. So with me trying to crank it up here, let's see if it goes up. Alright, so I had seen here it's not happening, so this most likely is a bad high pressure fuel pump, because with that QCV unplugged, these pressures here, so this with this what is that, like LPPO, what I'm reading right here, yeah, that one is decent, all that's good. And so that means basically so the fuel is reaching the high pressure pump, so but high pressure side is still not building pressure even with the quality control valve unplugged. So this most likely is really pointing really high likely to this high pressure fuel pump, because it was supposed to, should have, like with the QCV unplugged, basically it's supposed to have forced as much as fuel, like max fuel delivery into that pump. And if the pump was good, the rail pressure should have climbed dramatically while cranking. So and it stayed around that 250 area. So that's just a huge indicator to me. So, and there's no massive high pressure leaks at all. There's no air in the system. It's not contaminated. So the RPG open loop right there, rail pressure state. So that's telling, like, basically the ECM is trying to build pressure but it cannot. So it's very consistent with the high pressure pump being out. And then Yeah, so it's not the QCV valve. Fill filters are changed. It's not the crank cam sensors or nothing like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much gonna get this quoted and see where I'm gonna go from there. So that's the end of my diagnostics. I'll tell you that fill pump ain't cheap. And with everything, with new fill lines, new football seals, new injector pass-through lines, everything already totals out to like $3,500, and that's minus labor. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, the fill pressure should, while trying to crank, it should be reaching at least 4,000 to 5,000, even just a crank. It's still struggling at 250. So, being with that said, yeah, there's many different things that are pointing to that high fuel pressure rail. So we're getting it quoted out. We'll see what we're gonna do. It's not a job that I'm gonna jump up and down for, but hey, we'll see what happens. Guess I'll have to tell y'all, stick around for part 2 on putting it in, taking it out and putting it in. So, all right. So, guys, don't forget to always like and subscribe. If you need some help, you can always email me. I'll try my best to do what I can do. You know the other mechanics out there, and you have this problem, I wish you guys best of luck. And we're out here to support each other and help each other. So, and all the other drivers out there, we don't want you to get scammed by the dealership. So, you have at least some knowledge to help yourself and to help with your situation. That always helps, always pays, best interest. So don't forget, like and subscribe. Thank you.